Now, I've seen a big debate in the Football Manager forums of whether 5 at the back formations do work in Football Manager 24. Well, in today's episode of testing your tactics, I think I found a formation that is going to work. Stick around to the end because our test with Luton is absolutely fantastic. Now, as always, with these tactic tests, I'll be on holiday for the whole season. The assistant manager will be taking control. We're going to be having no badges and no past experience. The transfer window is going to be disabled as well. If you do like this video, please let me know down below. Hit a comment on what tactic you want me to do next time, but let's get into the video. Now, with this tactic as well, it is not for the elite team, it is more for the mid-table / underdog team. Obviously, the 5 at the back makes it quite a defensive formation with also a lot of counter-attacking that does come into play as well. But stick around, there's some fantastic results with each team that we do test it with. Now, the tactic is called the 5 back, very aptly named. It is a 5 back system with a sweeper keeper on defend. There's instructions of tackle harder, 2 complete wing backs on the right and left hand side with cross less often, shoot less often, tackle harder as the added instructions for both of them there. 2 ball playing defenders, either of a central defender on defend. The ball playing defenders have dribble more, close down less and tackle harder as additional instructions, with the central defender having the standard shoot less often, dribble less and to hold position as well. Now, in the 2 midfielder positions, the deep line playmaker on support as a defensive midfielder. Nothing has been added in regards to additional instructions, and a roaming playmaker on support, also a defensive midfielder with take more risks, roam from position, and that is all for the roaming playmaker. So 2 kind of playmakers, 1 to sit in front of the back line and 1 to roam around into our positions here. 2 inside forwards, 1 on the left with sit narrower and tackle harder as additional instructions. The right hand side, however, nothing has been added, just to dribble more, cut inside with the ball, take more risks, cross less often, and to get further forward. And up front, on his own, and advance forward with moving to channels, which is a standard instruction for the role as well. So it is a positive mentality in possession, a very wide attacking width with pass into space, overlap on the right and left, and play at the defence as well. A shorter passing directness and the highest tempo that we can play at. Run at the defence as a dribbling option with final third low crosses as well. In the transition, it's a counter press and counter with distribute to the fullbacks, obviously because they will be bombing up the wing for ourselves. And then out of possession, high line press of engagement and a standard defensive line. Trigger press much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution and to get stuck in as well. And the first test is going to be with Augsburg. Their media prediction is to finish 13th in the Bundesliga. Let's see how we get on. And fantastically, we have finished in 6th position, 15 wins, 6 draws and 13 losses across the season. The losses are a little bit high and our goal difference is +9 as well. But if you have a look at the Bundesliga, we've actually got the 4th best goal difference in the league, which is very nice to see. 51 points on the board, so 2 points ahead of Freiburg, and we have qualified for the Europa Conference League as well. Looking at the team stats when it wants to work, so most goals, we actually scored the first most amount of goals in the Bundesliga with 48 across the 34 games, so it's not the best, but it isn't the worst either. Most shots for, not involved with, nor the fewest shots against. Pass completion and most possession were not there, but most tackles won, so a very hard-working tactic and a hard-working team as well with Augsburg. 7th with most tackles won. 3rd, however, with most dribbles made, so some good tackles in there. And there is a lot of attacking intent with this team as well. But with the most clean sheets and the fewest conceded, we are the 6th fewest conceded in the Bundesliga. So considering we scored the 4th most amount of goals as well, it's very nice to see. 3rd most amount, I should say. We even outscored Bayer Leverkusen and Borussia Dortmund, so very nice to see there. Other competitions, we were knocked out in the 2nd round by SV Elversberg in the DFB Pokal. Now, yeah, a Bundesliga 2 team, but we're not going to complain too much about that. Having a look at the schedule, obviously we only want to focus on the Bundesliga, and it was a bit of a mixed start here. 4 wins and 4 kind of losses in our first 8 games. We beat Mönchengladbach 4-0 with Engels, Ruben Vargas and Demirovic scoring for us there, but we did lose 3-0 to Bayern, 3-1 to Bochum and 4-2 to Leipzig. before a 4-0 victory against Mainz. Now, there are some pretty good runs of form here, especially after the loss to Wolfsburg, where we lost 2-1. We went undefeated in 7 games, but it was just a little bit too much for this team. Now, don't forget, the media prediction is to finish in 13th place, and the fact that we finished 6th and qualified for Europe is a fantastic achievement. Don't forget as well, no transfers have been made with this either. And if we're going to have a look at the squad, let's see how people did perform across the season. With the selection info, and goals wise, yeah, not the best, but Demirovic got 13 goals and 5 assists across the season. Ruben Vargas with 8 goals and 5 assists also. Pep Biel with 8 goals and 7 assists. So not a very high scoring squad, but you know, we did very well, especially going from 13th place or 13th media prediction into 6th. Now, our next stop is going to be with Bologna. Their media prediction is to finish in 10th place in this area. Let's see how we get on. And fantastically, 10th place media finish, again another 6th place finish with Bologna. 20 wins, 8 draws and 10 losses this time, plus 24 goal difference, which to be fair again is joint 3rd best in the Serie A, joint 4th best I should say, sorry. 68 points on the board, a fantastic achievement. We've pipped Roma just to the European space as well. Also, Conference League has been achieved with this team, which is fantastic. Looking at the goals, none of our players have made it with the goals, average rating or the assists. Player of the matches, clean sheets or yellow cards as well, but can we continue with the form that Augsburg had? And to be fair, we scored the 7th most amount of goals in the Serie A with 60 across 38 games. So scored more goals, but there are 4 more games to play as well. 7th for the most shots for, and for the few shots against, we're not involved there, nor with the pass completion or the possession. Most tackles won. Interestingly, we're not in this one where we were with Augsburg, but we had the most dribbles in the Serie A with 743, the 6th fewest clean sheets with 14, and we actually conceded the 5th fewest amount of goals as well. So a fantastic achievement for Bologna. A very strong performance as well for us. In the Italian Cup, we were knocked out in the quarter-final to Inter Milan, who actually lost in the final to Lazio. Looking at, not the scouting, looking at our schedule, as you can see, it was the assistant manager that has taken over. None of the tutorials have kicked in for this, but a fantastic start to the Serie A season. Salento, Fiorentina, Cagliari, Napoli, Udinese and Roma all falling to the sword in the first 7 games there. First 8 games, I should say. We drew 2 and won 6, so a fantastic achievement. We lost to Inter Milan, AC Milan I should say, but then another fantastic set of results, which takes us to our next loss, unfortunately at Frosinone. And it looks like it was the back end of the season where we did seem to struggle. Whether this is to do with injuries, I'm not fully sure. But we had a run of, that's probably what, 6 losses in 9 games, which isn't fantastic. But we ended the season very strongly with Salernitana beating them 4-2, Hellas Verona 1-0 and Frosinone. We got some revenge with Frosinone with a 2-0 victory. Looking at the squad, Joshua Zirkzee got 20 goals in the league and 2 assists. Well, 20 goals for the season, 2 assists. He's a very good player, very big fan of Joshua Zirkzee, especially with the 6'4" height that he has. Orsolini getting 12 goals and 4 assists. Jesper Karlsson with 11 goals and 10 assists. And Lewis Ferguson with 7 and 7, a fantastic achievement for Lewis Ferguson. Now, our last test is going to be with Luton Town in the Premier League. Media prediction is to finish in 20th position. Can we go any further? Let's find out. Now, this is the one I was really excited about. Another 6th place finish with Luton. Media prediction was 20th, but we got 15 wins, 12 draws, and 11 losses across the season. Now, to be fair, looking at that, it's with the 5th, we lost the 5th least amount of games. And yeah, goal difference of +8, but 57 points. A fantastic achievement. 3 points ahead of Man United, securing Europa League football this time. Erling Haaland, 29 goals for him. There is another video I've got coming out with a fantastic tactic where Haaland did score 70 Premier League goals. So keep your eyes out for that one. But we haven't made it onto the goals list, average rating list, or assist list either. But looking at the team stats, how did we perform as a team? We're not involved with the most goals, most shots for, few shots against, no pass completion or possession, tackles won 5th, so we made it on the chart for something. Dribbles made, we're not there either, but the 4th most amount of clean sheets and the 5th fewest conceded in the league. What a fantastic achievement. With this, it is the 5 back. It's very impressive. Obviously, let's clear that away. Wonderful stuff. Well done to Luton for this. In other competitions, we were knocked out in the 3rd round of the FA Cup to Newcastle and the 2nd round to Coventry, but it's a league achievement that we are interested with here. Looking at the other schedule, how did we actually get on in the Premier League? We didn't lose that many, in all honesty, and we started off with a good start to the season. Chelsea and Everton both losing 1-0, and then a 1-0 loss to Bournemouth. We beat Palace 2-0, and losses came to Liverpool, Manchester United, a big loss to Man City and to Arsenal as well, but good wins against Aston Villa and Wolverhampton, Brighton and Burnley. To be fair, there's a few little losses here which we should be a little bit disappointed with, such as Brentford, such as Sheffield United and Bournemouth as well, but a very nice achievement for this Luton team. And you have a look at how the players did get on. Colton Morris with 14 goals and 4 assists. Jacob Brown, 12 goals and 2 assists. Tahith Chong with 5 goals and 6 assists. I mean, a lot of our lone players did well. John McAtee for starters, but he's at Barnsley, so doesn't really count with this. A very nice achievement. Well done to Luton for this. 6th place finish. Europa League football next season for them. And all in all, I'm very proud of this tactic. The 5 at the back does seem to work in this formation. Having the 2 inside forwards is very helpful. It's very counter-attacking as well, as we saw from a lot of our teams. Fewest goals against seems to be a good thing. It's a very solid formation, very solid tactic as well. Very happy for this. Please, if you do try it out, let me know down below how you do get on. Hit the like button and subscribe if you found this video useful. There's going to be some more videos over here as well. And also, FM versus Showdown. If you haven't watched it yet, go over and watch it please. It's been so much fun making it with Zach Boolan. But anyway, I'll see you on the next episode of Testing Your Tactics. See you then.